The year was 2016 when Mark Manson, an American blogger and author, wrote a book that shook the world. It had a bold title, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. People were drawn to it. Some were tired of fake positivity. Others felt lost in a world of endless comparisons. This book spoke to them in a way self-help books usually didn't. It was raw, honest, and unapologetic. It didn't promise magic solutions, and it didn't tell readers to just stay positive. Instead, it broke down the uncomfortable truth: life is tough, and the only way to live well is to accept that truth and focus on what truly matters. Mark Manson didn't promise quick happiness. He didn't say, "Think positive, and everything will be fine." Instead, he said something radical: life is hard. Pain is real. And the sooner we accept that, the better. Trying to be happy all the time only makes people miserable. The key isn't to avoid struggles, but to choose which struggles matter. Imagine a man chasing success. He works day and night. He earns money, but he never feels good enough. He sees others on social media with better cars, bigger houses, and fancier vacations. He keeps chasing. But no matter how much he has, he still feels empty. This is the trap of modern life. People care too much about things that don't truly matter. They believe that happiness comes from external validation, but in reality, it comes from within. Manson tells us to stop giving our energy to things that don't bring real value. Not everything deserves our attention. Instead, we should focus on things that truly matter, things that align with our values. But first, we must decide what our values are. Many people adopt values without thinking, shaped by their environment, social media, or family expectations. But are these values truly theirs? The book pushes readers to examine what they truly care about and cut out the rest. But first, we must accept an uncomfortable truth: we are not special. This may sound harsh, but it's freeing. Many people believe they deserve success just because they exist. Social media makes everyone feel like they should be extraordinary. But the truth is, most people are average. And that's okay. Happiness doesn't come from being special, it comes from living a meaningful life. Consider failure. Most people fear it. They avoid risks because they don't want to fail. But failure is part of growth. Every successful person has failed, many times. The difference is, they kept going. Manson shares a powerful lesson: the way to build confidence is by doing things, even when they are scary. Action creates confidence, not the other way around. Many people wait for motivation to act, but in reality, motivation often follows action. Taking the first step, no matter how small, is the key. Then, there's the idea of responsibility. We don't control everything that happens to us, but we do control how we react. Life is unfair. Bad things happen for no reason. But blaming others or feeling like a victim doesn't help. Taking responsibility means owning our choices and reactions. This is where true power comes from. Instead of saying, "This happened to me," a person should say, "This happened, and here's how I'm going to deal with it." This small shift in mindset can change everything. Manson also talks about suffering. Pain is part of life. No one escapes it. But the question is, what kind of pain is worth it? People suffer in relationships, jobs, and personal struggles. The key is to choose the kind of suffering that leads to something meaningful. If suffering is unavoidable, it should at least serve a purpose. Think of a musician practicing for hours, fingers bleeding, or a writer struggling with rejection after rejection. They suffer, but they accept it because their work gives them purpose. The wrong kind of suffering is when people chase things they don't really care about, just because society tells them to. A person might work a job they hate just for money, only to realize they wasted years chasing something that never mattered to them in the first place. One of the strongest lessons in the book is about letting go. People hold on to past mistakes, regrets, and grudges. But carrying all that weight only slows them down. The world is unpredictable. Bad things happen. People change. The best way to move forward is to let go of what no longer serves us. It's not about ignoring problems, it's about choosing what's worth worrying about. A small mistake 5 years ago shouldn't define a person's life today. Letting go is the only way to free up mental space for what truly matters. Death is another topic. Manson says thinking about death isn't depressing, it's motivating. When people remember that life is short, they stop wasting time. They stop caring about things that don't matter. They focus on what's real: love, purpose, and connection. In modern society, death is often ignored or treated as a taboo subject. But when people face their mortality, they tend to make better choices. If today were the last day of life, would they still worry about minor inconveniences? Probably not. Death is the ultimate reminder to focus on what truly counts. In today's world, where social media makes people feel they need to be perfect, this book is refreshing. It tells people to stop trying so hard, to stop chasing happiness as if it's a prize to win. Instead, choose what to care about. Let go of the rest. Find meaning in struggles, and accept that life isn't perfect. Many self-help books preach about positive thinking and visualizing success, but the subtle art of not giving a fact takes a different approach. Focus on reality, accept challenges, and embrace discomfort as part of growth. In the end, the message is clear. You have only so many facts to give in life. Choose them wisely. Focus on what truly matters. And most importantly, don't waste time on things that don't bring real happiness. Because, in the end, time is the only thing we can never get back. Life is happening now, pay attention to it, and spend your energy wisely.